Noah Wilson on the side answered and asked. The attending doctor glanced at him contemptuously and said, "With the current medical methods, the damaged nerves can be slowly recovered, but the necrotic nerves cannot be brought back to life. It is like encountering a car accident. Some people can stand up slowly, some people will never stand up for a lifetime." As he said, he looked at Fredman Wilson again, and said seriously, "This situation is the same no matter where you go. Even if it is abroad, it cannot be cured. How could this be?" Fredman Wilson's face was pale and desperate, and he blurted out, "What I have is money. Can 100 million do? Can 100 million cure my roots?" The attending doctor said seriously, "Nerves are like human life. Even if you are dying, you have a chance to be saved. But if you die, you are really dead. No one can get you back to life." After that, he said again, "Don't say 1 billion, 10 billion won't save a mortal person. Look at Apple's Jobs, how rich he was. Didn't he die when he was in his 50s? As soon as he heard this, Fredman Wilson's heart felt like a thunderstrike. Can't heal? Is it really bad? Isn't it because he has made so much money to be able to live a fairy life in the amusement world? If the roots are abolished, what is the meaning of his life?" Thinking of this, Fredman Wilson, a well-known business tycoon, even covered his face, burst into tears, and wept. Seeing this scene, Noah Wilson beside him felt a fever in his eyes and almost burst into tears. Being a man, he can understand Fredman Wilson's pain at this moment too much. At the same time, he couldn't help but tighten his leg roots, thinking that he must protect his roots anyway. A man can't do without roots. At this moment, the attending doctor suddenly said, "However, Chairman Wilson, to be honest with you, someone can cure your disease." "What? What you said is true." Fredman Wilson suddenly got excited, grabbed the hand of the attending doctor, and tremblingly asked, "Who can cure it? Tell me." The attending doctor smiled mysteriously and said, "This person, he is not from our hospital." "Then how do you know that he can cure nerve necrosis? Didn't you just say that nerve necrosis cannot be cured?" The attending doctor said, "It is true that it cannot be cured, but he alone can cure it. For him, he can cure people with high paraplegia and full paralysis from the neck down, not to mention you are just a handful of people. In the case of paralysis, it is estimated that he can easily heal you." Fredman Wilson was so excited that he blurted out, "Who is he? Where is he? Tell me." The attending doctor smiled and said, "Fredman Wilson, it's okay to introduce it to you, but would you also give me some introduction fee?" Fredman Wilson immediately took out the checkbook, wrote a check for 100,000, and handed it to him, saying, "If the person you introduced can really cure me, I will give you another 900,000. The attending doctor excitedly accepted the check, and then said, "There is a genius doctor in Orus Hill who cured a patient with high paraplegia a few days ago. This is a miracle in our neurology field. A clinic opened in Orus Hill. If you ask him to take action, maybe he can really heal you." When Fredman Wilson heard this, he was shocked for a moment, and asked happily, "The genius doctor you are talking about is Tianchi? Do you know God, Dr. Tianchi?" the attending doctor asked strangely. Fredman Wilson was overjoyed and laughed, "It's more than acquaintance. The genius doctor you said is a family friend with our Wilson family. In the beginning the genius doctor, it was thanks to the relief of our family that he could achieve what he is now. In Orus Hill, this is great." Speaking of this, Fredman Wilson jumped up from the hospital bed and said to Noah Wilson, "Hurry up with me to visit Dr. Tianchi, I am saved." Asking for the address of Tianchi Clinic, Noah Wilson drove quickly and took Fredman Wilson to clinic. As soon as he arrived at the gate of the clinic, Fredman Wilson got out of the car and ran in impatiently. Before entering the door, he found a man who drove out a young man on crutches. The young man limped and pleaded, little master, please tell me to the genius Dr. Tianchi, and say I beg him to help me heal it. As long as he heals my leg, I will give him 5 million. The pharmacy guy said coldly, "I'm sorry, Mr. Gao Junwei. We said that the genius doctor said that you have offended the lifesaver of the genius doctor. So no matter how much money you give, he will not treat you." After speaking, he said again, "Mr. Gao Junwei, you have come here every day for the past few days, and it has interfered with our normal business. Dr. Tianqi said that if you come back tomorrow, he will call the police." The young man on the crutches looked very painful, and begged, "Little master, please have a good word with the genius Dr. Tianqi. I am willing to give you $1 million for the benefit." The pharmacy guy pushed him all the way out the door, and said coldly, "Please go, don't come again." Noah Wilson recognized this young man after going in. Isn't this Gao Junwei from the Gao family? It is said that he offended Charlie at the auto show. When Jacob was hospitalized, he was fouled by Charlie, causing Orville to throw him directly from the ward on the 3rd floor of the hospital, and it broke his leg. So he hurried forward and asked in surprise, "Oh, Mr. Gao Junwei, what's wrong with you? Uncle Wilson?" Gao Junwei recognized Noah Wilson, sighed, and said, "Don't mention it, didn't I break my leg? I have been suffering from sequelae. The doctor said that I might be lame for the rest of my life, so I hurried to seek help from a genius I was treated, but the genius doctor didn't want to see me at all and drove me out." Noah Wilson was startled, and he blurted out and asked, "Is it because of Charlie that Dr. Tianqi is not willing to save you?"